Hello and welcome to another Project Diablo 2 video. I am Lemuel24 and today I'm going to showcase the highlights from 200 Nightmare Mephisto runs. So, hold up a minute. Why am I running Nightmare Mephisto? Well, the PD2 ladder has just reset and Nightmare Mephi is the perfect place to gear up before moving on to Hell difficulty. Nightmare Meph has a surprisingly good drop pool and a lot of set and unique items are tradable at the beginning of ladder as opposed to a couple of weeks in. So basically the aim of these runs was to see if a few hours of nightmare farming is worth it to gain some currency and find a few items to get your toon started. In this video I'm going to be saying the current trade price of the items. This will either be in runes or shards, so this will give an idea of how much you can expect to make doing similar runs. Obviously this is RNG dependent, but I thought it would be interesting. To price the items I'm just looking at similar things on the trade website, and I'm occasionally listing them for slightly lower price, just to prevent stash build-up. Quick disclaimer, by the time this video goes out, and as I record the intro because for some reason I do that after I've done the runs, most of the items have already been traded, just in case you're thinking of jumping into the comments and tell me I'm overpricing or anything like that. I'm using a Frozen Orb Sorceress, and here's the gear that I'm starting the runs with. Okay, so in regards to the gear that I've got at the moment, got a 34 FCR Spirit Sword. I've got a random helmet that I need to replace as soon as possible. 19 Magic Find Amulet. Milbrega's Orb, which has rolled a pretty low 27% Magic Find. The Spirit Shroud, which is good with that 1 to all skills and 30 FCR. Some 12 Magic Find Gloves, which I would love an improvement on. A rare ring with 10 FCR and some energy for mana. 24 hit recovery belt, got a 10 FCR ring and 30 magic find boots. The charms in the bottom corner are all irrelevant and not really adding anything. So what this gives us is 88 magic find, which hopefully will be boosted as we get some drops from Mephisto. And in terms of the breakpoints, I can't remember in Project D2 if it's the normal FCR breakpoint or lightning. Either way, that's where we sit and we're pretty far off the next breakpoint either way. That's the gear, so let's have a look at skills. I'm using Frozen Orb, so I've got a point in Warmth, Telekinesis and Teleport, 20 into Frozen Orb, Cold Mastery and Ice Bolt, and I'll be maxing out Ice Blast with any more points that I get. So into the drops, and the first highlight comes on run number 4. And from Mephisto we get a set Jagged Star. This is part of the older set, which is obviously good for druids, and for the roll we get 3 sockets and decent damage. Early on in the ladder I would say this can easily go for an Unrune. On run number 13 we get a really nice drop for the Mercenary. It's a unique cuirass, which is Joriel's Shell. Obviously this is fantastic because of the resistances, the defense, the life that cannot be frozen, really useful. I've not priced it, that's just because I've chucked it straight on my Merc. The next highlight comes on run number 25, and Mephisto gives us another part of the older set. It's the Hunter's Guise, which is the helmet, and this rolls with just 1 to summoning skills. This is valued at a pull rune. Run number 29, and unbelievably I get another part of the older set. Once again it's the weapon. This one's not quite as good with only 2 sockets. For me this is a pull rune. Run number 56 brings quite an interesting drop. It's a unique Shamshir, which is the Hexfire Sword. So in Project Diablo 2 this can roll with fire skills, and it's also got the FCR. I get a max roll of 3, so this is easily tradable for a pull rune. Incredibly, the very next run I get another unique Shamshir, which also rolls 3 to skills. Quite crazy, again a pull rune. I imagine this will be quite a popular item at the moment because a lot of people are playing Hydra, Combustion or Meteor Sorceresses, especially at the beginning of ladder. On run number 84, Mephisto drops a unique War Scythe. so I didn't really have much interest in this at the beginning, but I picked it up, identified it, and it is the Grim Reaper. So this can roll up to 6 to Skeletal Mage and 6 to Skeletal Warrior, which is the roll that I get. With skeletons being as popular as they are, this is a really good item, and I'm valuing it at an ist rune. Run 101, and Mephisto drops quite a nice double drop. We've got a set bassinet, which is Zazabees, and we've also got a unique ancient axe. Neither of these items are particularly tradable, but I thought I'd show it. The Zazabees has got +1 to skills, which is really useful early on, and the unique weapon, when I eventually decide to identify it, is the Minotaur, which has got some pretty nice damage and crushing blow. Run 117, and it is a unique round shield from Mephisto. This is a Moses, which is pretty good because it's got good chance to block, it's got good resistances into open sockets, great for perfect diamonds, a world stone shard in terms of value. The very next run, and Mephisto's giving us quite a nice double drop again. We've got a unique shark skin belt and a set kite shield. Unique belt is Razor Tail, really good with that chance to pierce as well as a bit of max damage. And the kite shield is of course Milbrega's Orb with a boosted 42 to magic find, so that goes straight onto my sorceress. 7 runs later, and I get a unique bone one from Mephisto. This is Graven Spine, which is a pretty good necro item. It's got that 2 to necro skills, and this one's got 2 to skeleton mage and 1 to skeletal warrior. I value it at a pull rune. 2 runs after that, and Mephisto gives me another nice double drop. We've got unique demon hide gloves and unique ceremonial javelin. The javelins are of course Titan's Revenge. They roll with 2 to skills, which is pretty good, probably valued at about an ist, and the gloves of Venom Grip. Great with that life stolen per hit, poison damage, crushing blow. Those are maybe a pull, perhaps a couple of Worldstone shards. Run 137, and I get a unique battle staff from Mephisto. This is the Salamander, which is quite an interesting item. Only really useful early on in the ladder. It's got loads of plus skills to sorceress. This one that I found rolls with +3 to skills, so it's definitely something that could be used earlier on. I'd be selling this for a couple of shards or a pull rune. Run 153, and it's a unique battle sword. This is Head Striker, which is a one-handed weapon with some decent damages and loads of deadly strike, easily sellable for a couple of shards. 2 runs later, and we get the only rune of this highlights video, and it is a cheeky little pull rune. No need to convert that into a tradable value. Run 160 brings an interesting drop. It's a unique ballista, which is Bariza. Interesting item at the moment because there's been a few videos showcasing it. It's kind of the poor man's Wind Force at the moment. I ended up trading this for an There was loads of them on the trade website for different prices, but that's what I went with. Run 176 drops me a set item that I really wanted. It's the set mesh belt, which is Tal Rasha's. I get a roll of 14 MF, which isn't bad. It's probably valued at an rune at the moment, but it's something that I'm keeping and I'll hopefully be using soon. Last highlight of this video is run 194. I get another unique bone wand. Obviously again this is Graven Spine. This time I get a max roll. This item's easily worth an rune at the moment. Okay, so that is all of the 200 runs. I've got to say that this project felt like hard work. Not because of the drops, but because of server issues. Like most people, I've had a bad league start, with characters being stuck in the void for large periods of time and being forced to play on incorrect game servers. In terms of the actual loot, I am pretty happy. I managed to find a few natural gear upgrades, and the trade value of what I found sits at around 1 ist, 5 9 pull, and 11 shards. 5 of those were just actual shard drops. I also found 17 Mephisto essences. I'm not putting a value on these, but I'll just keep them in my stash and use them as tokens later on in the league. As I said at the beginning of the video, most of this stuff has now been traded, so I do have a bit of currency to flesh out my starter sorceress. Hope that you enjoyed the video. Please press like if you did. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be putting out plenty of content over the next few weeks, including 200 Halandi runs which will be uploaded tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.